All right, all right, all right. I think I am live. Hello, Zen Friends. Welcome to a special Sunday afternoon session where I do come on to finish out all the readings that I did not complete this morning. I completed all donations, but didn't get to the free readings. So I've come in on, I got probably just shy of 20 free readings to do. You'll notice there's no chat in this. I'm not taking any new questions. I'm just finishing up from this morning. I will be back on Thursday, Thanksgiving. So I am going to be here this weekend on Thursday, Friday, all my regular sessions, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I will be back. If you're looking for a reading before then, all my readings are on sale. All the information's down in the description box of the video. All my recorded and live readings and my hedges of uh, peace and love are on sale. So if you want to check those out, you can do that. Otherwise, I will be back on, I was going to say Saturday, on Thursday night. Excuse me. So we will dive in here. If you haven't signed up for the giveaway for December 4th, be sure to check that out. The link is in the description box as well. And then also my podcast, if you want to check that out for additional information between now and then. There's a lot of great information from Spirit that has come through in readings as well. So if you want to check those out, that's all free too. It's in the description box or on my main page. If you click on my name and go to the main page, there is the podcast playlist link up there too. I think that's everything. So we're going to dive in. Cheers, everybody. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great weekend. Excuse me, some nice hot coffee on a cold afternoon. It's 38 degrees out here and raining, so close to snowing, so close. As soon as the sun goes down here in about a half hour, because it goes down behind the mountains here, we might see some snow tonight. I'm excited. All right. So we'll get in here. After I'm done with the session, I will post a pinned comment listing all the order of the readings with timestamps. So that will be available for you. All right. So I think we're good here. All right. So let's shuffle up and let's get into it. Thanks for all the thumbs up too. I really appreciate that. It does help spread the Zen love and shows me enjoy the free readings as well. Something everyone can do to share a little love. That's free to do. So thank you for doing that. All right. So touch of love, you are up first. Let's grab the timestamp here. You don't get to see it till afterward, but I want to ask what Spirit has for you today. Anything in love coming? All right, let's take a look. Okay, so anything from Spirit and then any love. Okay, coming your way. Cards are flying out. Anything for Spirit today? Well, you have the Phoenix Rising. This is a special card for this deck, one of two. And this is about, of course, rising from the ashes, endings and beginnings, knowing that whenever we have anything that happens in our life, it's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune. It's the tune of for you, in a way, because it is the major kind of number 10 in the tarot. But the Phoenix energy is around that whatever unfolds, something being removed out of our life, a change happening, everything is happening for us to make space for something that is in alignment with who we are. And it allows us, I think, where is it? I saw something, I think it was on Instagram or one of those little movie gifs things that they have, and someone put on there, it's like a little person asking the universe, I would like this, and they're like, all right, it's on its way, and all of a sudden this falls away and that falls away and that falls away, and they're like, no, I don't want all that, I want that and that, and they're like, well, in order for you to have this has to go, and they're like, but I want it all, and that's like, this can't fit in with all that stuff. And so sometimes things have to change, whether it's our physical bodies, our relationships, any kind of situations in the outside world, our money, our finances. When things change, our inner child kind of freaks out that it's like, "Oh, I don't like change. I don't want anything to happen new," right? But it is for us to make space for us, and if we can ensure our little inner child going, "Boo, boo, 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 it's okay. We're gonna be okay because the universe is for us." And sometimes we'll fall into that things are happening to me. Oh my God. But when we realize and we can trust the creator, we can trust the universe that they're friendly, they're kind, and they're in our corner. We know things are unfolding for us with that. So I do like that. Phoenix card coming in here. I feel like it's important to know that no matter what burns down, you are always going to rise from the ashes. So I like that. Regarding love, anything in love coming your way? You got the Knight of Pentacles, so I think we might have got this a couple times before already. Slowest moving horse out of them all. Whenever we get a Knight of Pentacles or a Patience card like Seven of Pentacles or like the Hanged Man, there's different cards that represent like pause or slow movement. And when that happens, it's giving us the opportunity again, like things happen for us. If we feel like love is taking forever to get here, it's good to note, oh, when things are going slow, that's giving me the opportunity to raise my love vibration, to let go of mindsets and emotions and energy and things in my life that don't serve me anymore. Again, kind of, I'm creating the space for love. I'm getting back emotional energy. I'm building up my emotional bank. I'm clearing away things so I can have a higher vibrational experience. And then as I raise my love vibration, it does speed things up and draws things faster to us. So it's naturally happens that as we take the time to do that inner clearing, we do draw in things faster too. But right now, it's like this message of you're in pause period now, or slow mo. You know how, like, on a if you're watching a movie, you can slow the playback to frame by frame, right? It can feel that way. So I feel like that's what they have for you. Let's get you a fortune cookie. We are doing the Forest Spirit Oracle. Oops, I'm showing myself on the screen. I'm so silly sometimes. But we got the Forest Spirit Oracle for the free readings for this session. So everyone gets a little extra bonus. Their little So you get a toad spirit. How many toads do you have to kiss to find a prince, right? Really. Leap of faith, jump in fearlessly, knowing that every small step counts towards your ultimate success. So I love that. So it's every step forward, even if it's a little mini steps. There is progress being made, and you can trust that. So hopefully that helps. Touch your love. So many blessings to you. All right. Then we have Eagle. You are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. And you look at general for the upcoming week. Let's see what we got here. Go. Boom, boom. Got your cards here. You have the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you've been working on transforming any fears you have around lack and not like I feel like you've got a good grasp on your consciously where your worth is at, but this is the subconscious work that you've been doing. The little inner child who's felt like fear of abandonment, fear of not being enough, having enough, being left behind, being left out in the cold, lack energy. But this Ace of Wands is about fire and passion and an ignition of energy within you. And I feel like that is coming from this transformation of that within you, the number five of change, of seeing things differently. Five of Pentacles too brings in a message of like when we believe that our sustenance comes from humans, we have every right to fear being abandoned, left out in the cold, not having enough, right? Because when a human feels unsafe or out of control, we go into fight or flight mode, become little 7-year-old children fighting over toys. And I need it all. I need everything. I can't share. No, no, no. All mine. No sharing. So that's where we experience abandonment, is when a human who has given us something goes into fear, they take it away from us. and they go that direction, then that's where we feel that lack energy because we have this belief and we're told, right, and taught our sustenance comes from these humans and things of the outside world. But when we realize later in life, and that's where the five of transformation can come in too, is that it's the creator, it's source that brings us what we need in each moment, not humans. They might be the shipping company that it comes through to us, but it originates from creator. And sometimes they don't even need humans to bring things into our life. We're like, whoa, look at this opportunity. Um, but when we change that and we can trust that creator and spirit and source, they never go into fear. They have endless resources, so they never are withholding or abandoning. They always give us what we need in each moment, or we'd be dead right now. So we've always had everything we've needed, maybe not everything our ego wanted or thinks it's supposed to have, but we always have what we need. And not always bread and water, the here's the very minimum. Spirit, they love to give us above and beyond more because they love us so much. It's with the Ace of Wands, it's our energy that we push back. It's our energy that makes it easier for things to flow to us or harder for things to flow to us with resistance. Because when I focus my energy on lack, like if I'm not in this moment, not in the future, I'll be happy when, or in the past, oh God, I didn't have this stuff, or judging ourselves harshly or other people. We come into this moment going, I'm so grateful for everything I have in this moment. And I love when this came into my life and that came into my life. I'm so grateful for all this. Then we open up, and that's what makes it easier for things to come in. But if I am focusing in on, that energy of um, I don't have enough and there's lack and um, I want and I need, that means I'm not in this moment in gratitude. I feel like I don't have enough or I don't have enough like I think I'm supposed to have and blah blah blah. We're actually making it harder for it to come in. So that's also, awareness of where we're investing our energy, but also I feel like you're in this transformational piece of awareness that just sparks new energy and draws new abundance towards you. And I feel like that's for this upcoming week. I feel like a big aha energy of when I'm in this zone, I feel it coming in. When I'm in this zone, I feel the pulling away. So big awareness this week, I feel. Oh, that's funny. Um, I know you as eagle, but your ID is eagle money. So how perfect is that for today? All right. So that's what they have for you, eagle. Oh, do. Let me put these over here. I'm going to keep forgetting. You get a fortune cookie. So let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. Whew, almost forgot. All right, here we go. And you have the hawk spirit. Yeah, clear vision. And it says, rise above any adversity and seek clarity as you ascend and achieve true greatness. Wow. I love that. Fly, fly, fly. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Blessed One. You are up. And you like to ask, what is coming in for you? All right. Let's take a look here. What is coming in for you here? What does Spirit want you to know? Okay. We do it that one. Oops. We get 3 here. We'll see what these are. So you got the 9 of Pentacles. So there's a little bit of abundance energy along with being kind of hermited with spirit here. That's what those winged creatures are. Kind of independent and kind of this pulling away energy of, but it's not a loneliness, it's alone. I'm alone without humans, but this great amount of connection and feeling of fullness with spirit around you. You also have the 3 of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Yeah, this little bit of pocketing away and kind of stepping away from things because the King of Wands represents like everyone clear the throne room. I'm going to decide what I want for my kingdom from my heart, put a plan together, take action beyond it, and step into my power, step into my passion, follow my passion. And the 3 of Pentacles is about creation, creativity, but also being true to my authentic self. So all this energy feels like it's you're stepping away. You're having this period of separateness from a lot of people, but it's giving you the space and the quiet, the peace and quiet to decide what is it that I want to do? Where am I going to invest my energy? What am I living for? Am I just existing and not living? What am I living for? Why am I here? Why do I want to be here? What am I going to do? And who am I going to be? How am I going to express that? And I feel like that's a big piece of what's coming towards you is this kind of pocket to understand that. And you can gain clarity through that. And like I said, spirit, if you want clarity, you can ask them, hey, can you help me understand this? Can you help, decisions be no brainers? Can you bring along a lot of clarity around things? And then they will draw that in for you. This card. Here's your fortune cookie. You got the Badger Spirit, which says, look deeper. There are secrets and hidden treasures for you to discover beneath your surface. And that's what this time alone is for you to discover what it is you truly want, not what you've been told you're supposed to want, supposed to do, and supposed to strive for, and blah, blah, blah. Yep, yep, yep. That's all the people in the throne room saying, this is what you should do with your kingdom. This is what you should do with your kingdom. But you're like, all right, thank you, Ron. Shh, shh, shh. Everyone, clear the throne room, leave your opinions and ideas in that idea box on the way out the door. Thank you for that. But now I got to decide what it is I want, free of all that opinion, right? So I like that for you, blessed one. That's what they have for you. So many blessings. And then we have Carmel Damon. Hello, hello. Grab your timestamp here. Excuse me. And you want DL's current feelings and intentions towards you. When will he reach out to connect with you? All right. So let's see. Feelings and intentions will be one card here. And then the when, I will grab from this learning tarot that has time frames on it. I like using it to see how that resonates. So let's see here. Based on current energies, when will he reach out? Okay. So their current feelings and intentions, there's 7 of cups. There is a lot of different emotions that are there. A lot of emotional confusion though. And with that, I don't know what their intentions are with all that. I don't This means they don't know what their intentions are either. Just I'm feeling this, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling this. And it's like, I don't know, a choice between 7 things and not in the example here in their head, it's like I've got 7 paths I can go on, but what do I want? Well, if I do that, but if I do that, but if that, if I feel this, if I feel this, that's why I feel like there's too many paths to choose from yet that they're like, there's no clear intentions yet from them coming in here. It's just kind of, I'm in a state of emotional fog when I look at this. When will they reach out to connect with you here? You do have the 3 of Pentacles. Right now, it's February 16th to March 30th. Does that feel accurate? That feels like too far away here. Um, but the 3 of Pentacles is about creativity and creation and but being true to one's authentic self, not wanting to do what everyone wants to do kind of energy. It is that kind of there, but that February 16th through the 30th sounds way, way far off. But it would be more likely like December 16th through the 30th than it would be that far out into February. January 16th through January 30th also feels too far off. So I do feel like they'll reach out during that period. I don't feel like it's going to be like in a way that you want it to be and to the extent you want it to be. Um, I almost feel like kind of what happens a lot is that they'll, "Here, how are you?" And you're like, "Oh, hey." Oh my god, they texted me. "Wait, hey, what are you doing? Da, 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 da." Crickets. And you're just like, "Really? You just texted me and I answered you right away." And then there's nothing. And you're just like, "What is going on here?" And I feel like there's I was reading this great book by Mel Robbins. It's right here. The Let Them Theory. And the section I'm reading on right now has to do with relationships. And there's some great awarenesses that come in here. And it's like the big thing it talks about is, you know, people's actions tell us who they are, right? They or non-actions. And it's if someone wanted us, they would make the time to do it. And sometimes we'll get caught up in the illusions of someone, like who they could be, and we fall in love with the romance of what it could be and what we envision it could be, and we kind of look past their actions now going, oh, they'll change, things will change, they'll treat me differently, they'll act differently. But if we look at how people's actions are, and if they wanted us, like, even texting, if we get someone who texts a lot, but they don't talk about getting together in the outside world, then they're telling us they don't wanna see us. And it's hard to realize that, but the more energy that we invest in someone who is not bringing us what we deserve, the longer it takes us to find someone that will give us that what we deserve. So when we're investing energy in someone who's not bringing us in this moment what we need, um, then they're telling us already, that they're not that invested in us, and so we can stop investing energy in them. It's kind of a big energy that I feel coming in here, and I know, I'm like, "Oh, but I love them," and it's like, "Yeah, but why?" Why do we love them? It's like our heart is, like, desiring, attention and not being single and feeling like someone maybe is interested in us, but it's a false thing, right? It's okay to let that go. And it takes courage to go, you know what? They don't want to be with me. It's like that movie. What was it? They're just not that into you, I think is the movie. And it's like realizing, yeah, we create this we get this idea of, oh, and I think the movie that I'm thinking about starts off with a little girl on a playground, and their mom's nearby. It's like at a park, so they're in the little play area. Mom's sitting watching them play. Little boy comes up and she's like, "Hi," and the little boy shoves her down, and she gets up and she walks over, Mom, and he goes, "That means he likes you." And then they have this idea growing up that, oh, when people are mean to me, that means they like me. When they're not giving me and doing those things, not doing nice things for me, but that still means they like me. When we realize, no, it doesn't, right? So I like this. Your fortune cookie is Earth Elemental Strength. Stay rooted and draw upon the earth's wisdom to navigate the challenges in your life. But I like that strength. Like I said, it takes courage and strength to go, you know what? I'm not gonna um, have illusions for myself anymore that they'll one day they'll do that. No, if they're not doing it now, then they won't do it later because they will, you don't have to try to convince them. And they call it chasing love instead of choosing love. So we don't need to chase love. We can choose love and go, you know what? I'm the more I love how she says in the book that dating isn't trying to find the one. Dating is finding out about yourself, what you want and what you don't want. And so you realize, well, I know what I like in the relationship, but there's all this stuff I don't like, and they're not someone who can bring me that. So on to another person, on to another person. And we learn a lot about that. And eventually we will find someone that is able to bring that. But the more time we invest in a person that's not bringing it to us, it's delaying us finding someone who will. So hopefully that resonates there for you, but I feel like it's a good awareness to have, what I'm saying? All right. So hang in there, my dear. Many blessings to you. All right. So Olivier Bagara, hello, hello. You are up next. So whatever the cards want to tell you is almost ending up with this year message for you. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, what do they want? I mean, I can't believe we're almost at the end of the year, right? So let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know? Coming towards the end of this year, what would they like you to know? Feel like a celebration energy. Look how far you've come. Look how far you've grown. Look what you've gone through, what you've not just survived through, but thrived through. I feel is an important message that's coming in here. You've got the Ace of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. A lot of clarity this year with the Ace of Swords around the Five of Pentacles, which a lot about understanding how we didn't feel we deserved things, right? Like we felt we deserved, maybe subconsciously, right? We deserved the crap we got, right? It's like, well, I'm getting what I deserve. It's like, no, I deserve more. And it's like this awareness and this clarity that you've really come into of going, I deserve to have an abundant life and I deserve to find a love that is huge. I deserve to have a career and a job that I love that brings an abundance. I deserve a healthy, full body and I deserve, to have beautiful things and like I said, a financial security. And all this year has been this transformative process. Of course, we're not perfect there. It takes us a while to overcome a lot of these grounded thoughts and beliefs. Sometimes these weeds have deep roots and we're pulling them up and we're pulling them up. It's a coming. It just hasn't like pulled all the way out of the ground yet. But you made a lot of progress in transforming those things. And I feel like that's a big awareness is look how far you've come of knowing what your true worth is. I feel like going forward, it's about convincing your inner child more of that and reflecting back on your life. And like the past is already gone, but our stories and our intentions that are connected to those old stories, when we edit them and go from like a little child's perspective, when they didn't choose me, that meant I wasn't worth anything. And they were like, no, 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 that just means they're stupid. They don't know your talents, so they didn't deserve that, and you're like, "Oh," when we change the stories of our past, it changes the story of our future and our present too. So, I like that. I feel like that's a big piece of what you've been working on and transforming. I feel like you'll continue to edit those stories into 2026 as well, but celebrate how far you've come, and then, as Mercury retrograde comes out of it here in the next week or so, um, you can start progress of moving forward again. But a very reflective energy right now. In fact, do I have my little? Is it over here? Is it over here? I think I've got my moon book over here somewhere. Oh, is that the? Oh, good. The 2026 is what fell on the ground. Not this one. Let's see. When does Mercury go direct? Saturday, the 29th. So next Saturday, Mercury goes direct. So give it a few days after that. You can start looking at plans and moving forward and different things for that too. All right. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. Pardon. All right. Yep, you got the butterfly spirit. Here's that transformation. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Welcome change and emerge stronger, just as the butterfly emerges from its cocoon. Yeah, and that is that changing of energy and, all that stuff we're talking about. Look at the progress. You're not a caterpillar, you're forming into a butterfly. So look at the progress. There's caterpillars still sitting, munching on leaves. You've been in the cocoon, transforming. You've gone I feel like you've gone through your caterpillar turning into caterpillar juice, letting a lot of restrictive beliefs go, and now you're forming the butterfly wings and the body, and you're in that process now. I feel like over this next year of really forming who you want to become. So I like that. Right. So that's what they have for you, Olivier. So many blessings to you. All right. Cat goddess, you are up. So got your timestamp here. So you'd like to know, hello, hello, what you could potentially expect for the month of December, right? Based on current energies, what do they want you to know about here? Okay, this one and this one. You've got the World card and the Three of Wands. Yeah, you definitely an ending of a cycle, beginning of a new adventure coming in here. The Three of Wands is even a change of direction where with new information, new awareness, you change direction in your life too here. So very much this, I'm headed this direction. You're ready to, not keep going in the direction you were going. You are having a significant change where you're reaching a certain point in your life. And it's like that time is over, that time is done. It's time for this new adventure, this new beginning, free of a lot of expectations, full of possibilities. And what is it that we want to go? Where is it that we want to go? Um, and the Three of Wands is an energy of you choosing, though. It's not you being bumped off. It's you moving, going, you know what? Uh-uh. I've gone down this road a long time. I've been on this highway for a long time. I'm going to take and I want to head off in this direction. It's not a 180 where you turn around and go back. Um, it's a, more of a degree turn and choosing to go off into a different kind of taste of life. So I like this for you. Um, And I don't feel like a specific area that's jumping out because relationships, yeah, of all kinds of changes in relationship, where you're investing your energy, job, um, home. I feel like they're kind of looking at this year is going to be a huge 2026 be a huge year of change for you. And but it's you making change. You're just ready for some newness to come in that. Let's see what your fortune cookie tells you here, see if it gives you any more clarity around that at all. All right. Batman. No, I'm serious. Bat spirit. I like it because you're sending out sonar, seeing what's out there to find out what you want to fly toward, right? You got a superpower miracle, soul traveler, search for the unknown powers that will bring you good luck. Yeah, it's like going into the unknown, getting out of the comfort zone and making change that's more in alignment with your new energy because the old just doesn't fit anymore with where you're headed. So, it's like a butterfly um, once it comes out of the cocoon, it's like the old caterpillar ways just don't serve me anymore. I don't want to eat leaves. I want nectar. I got to go find blossoms. Before we're looking for leaves on trees and bushes and all that. Now we're like, where are flower blossoms? Totally different. It's still of nature, but it's a different kind of thing that you're attracted to. So I like that. All right. So many blessings to you. Right. Melissa Hotzik, you are up. Hello, hello. So you're wondering if crystals would help you in your healing. You're just attracted into that and getting into that. I mean, I got black tourmaline crystal here, which helps absorb things and helps protection and puts up a nice shield to keep negativity out. I got all these sorts of crystals. So yeah, let's see what spirit says. um, whatever, and that's the wonderful thing in life is that that's the norm. But whatever something means to us, we're the ones with the magic, and anything. It's like anything can be blessed with holy water. That's like it's in the movies, right? I bless it with holy water. Now it's blessed, because of our power, not because the thing itself, it's what our energy does through it that makes it magical. So, if you're attracted to it and there is that, um, you know, um, connection that you have, especially if a crystal draws you, then you're like, wow, then use that, allow that kind of relationship with it to assist you, right? All right. So, what does spirit say here? And of course, whenever we're talking about health, disclaimer in the description box. Of course, I'm not a medical professional. Ultimately, seek professional assistance in making decisions, right? Yeah, we have the Seven of Cups. I feel like it'll help with emotional clarity, and the Eight of Swords allows you to let go of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore, the ones that make you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. So I definitely feel like they're saying that this helps with progression from the seven to the eight, but it also helps clear emotional energy and clears mental energy too. So very supported here. And I don't feel like, well, which ones am I supposed to get? Again, there's a lot of humans we try to define, oh, this is what you use this for. It's like, well, that's what you could use it for, but you can use it for whatever you want, whatever connection you have. Because before, the first person that found a crystal didn't go, oh, and here's the crystal book right next to it, and this is what we use it for. How things interacted and how people believed and interacted is what brought the power around things. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too, but I definitely feel like just search, even if you can get to like a metaphysical store or a crystal store, go and touch crystals and see what that energy brings you. And if you're like, whoa, all right, this one is telling me boom, boom, well, for me, right? If you pick something up and you're like, meh, not really drawn to it, then that's not it. The crystal will sing to you in a way, right? Just like this singing bowl that I have. When I was able to listen to it online before I ordered it, like, decades ago, and as soon as I heard it, I was listening to different ones, I'm like, "Yeah, alright, yeah, that one's pretty, that one's pretty." What when I this one, when it when they did the hit it and did the sound, I was like, I just felt like I went to a different place. I'm like, "That's the one," so they will tell you that too. Yeah. You got the dragonfly spirit, so it will help you with your transformation. In fact, it'll help speed things up, um, because dragonflies go from little egg to water nymph, right? Is that what they call it? To dragonfly. Caterpillars go from egg to caterpillar to cocoon and chrysalis to butterfly. So there's dragonflies like skip the step of the cocooning. And whenever I get a dragonfly, well, sometimes when I get the dragonfly, they bring that up and they bring that forward, going, yeah, there's one less step. So it does help you faster. It helps you transform faster. It's about perspective, like we were talking about. Be flexible and willing to change direction if needed to get a broader view of things. Yeah. So allow your perspective to be bigger. Don't let it be limited by, oh, for this, you have to have this stone, and only this stone does this. And, you know, it's like this stone could do this crystal could do this, etc. So I know you get it. So that's what they have for you, Melissa. So many blessings to you. All right. So Maria P, you are up. Thank you for your donation earlier and your donations all this weekend. So grateful. Whoops, I was going to cut and paste. To where there's no chat. I'm so sorry. You're like a general for you and Wally. Let's see what the spirit wants you to know right now. And this one here. All right. So you do have the Knight of Pentacles and Temperance. Oh my God. Slow roll, right? Patience, patience, and patience, right? Both of these, the Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight in the outside world, temperance, slowness, it's alchemy. Both of them have movement, but it's slow movement that we may not recognize the progress of things, the magic going back and forth between the two cups, eventually seeing the gold and the outcome that happens from it. But whenever we get one card, it's a message. When you get two cards, it's a double, triple message, amplified message of trust the journey, trust the process, trust that things slow down to give us the opportunity to raise our vibration, to let go of thoughts and beliefs that don't serve us, emotions that don't serve us, energy that doesn't serve us, physical things that don't serve us, to make space for that, which does. Like my third relationship, number one, I don't know if I've talked about that yet. I think I talk about it in this next podcast. Well, they moved in very quickly, because they were in the military. They got out of the military unexpectedly, and they either had to move home or move in, and so they moved in. First relationship, very fast in each other's face, right? The second relationship, I actually moved out of state after knowing him 6 months. I know. You gotta learn that at least once in your life to make choices and learn, right? And then number 3, they actually, I wanted to move where there was this they were gonna buy a house, and it's like, "We're gonna move in." They were like, um, "No, we need to date at least a year before we ever think about moving in." And I was like, you know? It was this slowness. I'm like, "Oh my god," but I learned so much about myself and about us interacting. We were together 3 years, but, um uh, there's that slowness and learning about things that's important with all of that, because the more fast we try to move into something, then the faster it'll fall apart too. Things quickly formed fall apart quickly, but enjoy the process, enjoy the building of the relationship. And it is something, I mean, I wanted to be in there because I didn't trust him. I wanted to be, because I had mistrust issues, which they told me, they also got me to go to counseling, because they said, if you don't deal with that mistrust, we're not going to work. You need to go do that, or we're done. And so I was like, all right, I'll go to therapy. And I learned a lot through therapy. Um, so it was good, but the energy of the slowness and of the building is an important part of your adventure here. And what are you fearing? Why do you want to rush so fast? Why do we want to get to a thing in the future? We think we'll be happy and it'll be secure. No, you could get married and they could die on the honeymoon. you know, I'm not cursing you. I'm not predicting anything. Just saying that we want to hurry up and rush to get somewhere. And then what? It's enjoy each moment, because we're living our dream as we're going along, right? So I feel like that's the big piece of the message there for you. Let's see what your fortune cookie comes in here for you. Patience, grasshopper, patience. All right, here you go. You've got the mouse spirit. Yeah, confidence. It does. It when you're kind of in a way forced to face your fears, you overcome your fears. So even the smallest actions can have a big impact. So never underestimate your abilities. Never underestimate your strength either. I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Maria. Many blessings to you. All right. And then hot sun. You are up. Hello. What are D's feelings, intentions, next actions? And the bottom of the deck. Just take a quick sip here. All right. So, hot sun, what are D's feelings? I think I want to just kind of split that out as feelings with one card, and then intentions and next actions are very related. So, we'll put that in the second card. And then the bottom of the deck. All right. Well, the bottom of the deck, you do have the Three of Wands. See, Three of Wands. which is an energy of choosing to go like a different direction, going a different route than you had planned and anticipated. With new information, you're choosing to go like a different route, right? But let's see, what are their feelings? We got the Page of Swords. They're very much more of a mental person than a feeling person. Do we get that a lot with them? Because it feels like they're more an air signy type of. It's more to ask, "What are your thoughts?" than your feelings, because 'cause they're like, "What?" It's like asking a Vulcan about feelings. That's not Spock. Spock was half human. I'm talking about a full-blooded Vulcan. They're like, "Emotions are illogical. I don't know what you're talking about." But they are trying to gain clarity around how they think about your you and your relationship and your interactions. They're trying to understand themselves more. So not a whole lot of feel like they're still in that process was trying to figure things out kind of energy. Their intentions and next actions. We do have the 9 of swords. Yeah, they've got a lot of these fears that keep them from, having intentions, having next actions. In fact, with the 9 of swords being like so exhausted trying to live up to all these expectations, and the 10 of swords is like, "I'm done, I can't do this anymore, I don't wanna, try to have intentions, and there has to be these things," because that's expectations actually suck the life out of a relationship. We end up focusing on who someone's not being instead of gratitude for who someone is. The more we focus and have these roles and, "Well, they need to do this, and they should be doing this. The relationship should be bringing me this. I should be doing this. Should, supposed to, need to, have to." Exhausting, right? And that's what the 9 of swords, it's nightmare, insomnia. It's almost exhausted trying to live up to all these rules and expectations of the world. And they might feel like there's a lot of that energy coming from your guys' interactions. Even if you're not doing anything, you know, they've already got this long list of expectations that they feel everyone has on them anyway. And even if you just mention one thing on this list of 1,000, they think, "Oh, you want all this 1,000 too?" And you're like, "No, I just want this is all I would like," but they think, "Whoa, that." And so there is this energy of, you know, I don't want intentions. Um, I feel constricted. I just wanna be able to be and have enjoy what's going on, not focus on what's not happening, and because 'cause they're used to being judged and feeling like a disappointment and people telling them how they're disappointed in them. A lot of that left over from a lot from childhood, but, I feel like that's why they're so stuck in their head is they keep their heart very much under wraps, because they don't want it to be hurt by disappointing others, and so they kinda have this barrier that keeps them from moving forward with all of that. So hopefully that resonates and makes sense there. Um, so let's see what your fortune cookie is here too. So what else? Here we go. Hot, hot sun. You got the boar spirit. We, which is warrior. Gather courage to confront issues you need to resolve so you can move forward. This isn't about confronting others about what they need to resolve, um, so you can move forward. This is your restrictions. What restrictions do you have on yourself? What expectations do you have on relationship? Because that's what's impacting you, right? So there you go. I know, hot sun, hot, hot sun. All right. Many blessings to you. All right. Oops. There we go. So, and then we have moonlight or summer, as it has in here. Thank you for your donations earlier in this weekend. And thank you. Your free reading here is, Will your mom reach out before Christmas? She acts like you don't exist. which tells you which tells you what, right? What mirror does that show you? First of all, what mirror does that with her actions, how does she feel, right? She feels like she doesn't exist, so she'll reflect that into everyone else that she feels like other people don't exist. So interesting, right? And then how we reflect that mirror back onto ourselves is how do I treat myself like I don't exist? What area, doesn't mean all or nothing. What area of my life do I act like I don't exist? And see what comes up. Your inner child will be like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, I know." You're like, "Yes." All right, well, let's see here. Will your mom, based on current energy, reach out before Christmas? We have the Queen of Swords. There's this balance between head and heart coming in here, and the Judgment card. This is the calling. So I feel like they will call because this is the calling card. So I do feel like there's a balance. I do feel like they'll reach out here. Um, I don't know. I kind of feel like in what ways also the mirror is how do you treat her like she doesn't exist? Do we really I know sometimes with parents especially, I was just thinking about that earlier today, how we think, "Oh, parents, we put them in this role and they're not being this role for us." We realize they're a human as well. I think that's when I was of all places, I was when I was working on my hair, after I got a shower, just to make sure it's just right, I was thinking, "I wonder if my dad does that," and I didn't even think about and I don't know why it came to me out of nowhere. I'm like, "I bet my dad and my mom and my brother, that they all take showers. They all go through all this stuff too." And you're just like, wow. We have this like idea that they're not human, that they're this role. But when we realize they're a human just like us that have the same things they go through every day, the same things they go through, the same concerns, the same feelings and different things, then if we want them to reach out to us, we reach out to them, right? So I like that for you. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here as well. What else do we have here? You got the stag spirit. Yeah, you got leadership. Take the lead. You want a relationship with your mom? Create a relationship with them. Don't expect everyone else to be the one. I know. Most of your life, you've been the one initiating everything with everyone, right? But you're clearing away all the relationships that don't matter from you. So if she matters to you and you're like, you have to decide that. Do I want to invest relationship and how create a relationship with her? I don't. Then don't. There's no have tos or supposed tos or must. Focus on your relationship with yourself. If that ever changes, then you can, right? Stand tall as your true self and lead with confidence, integrity, and compassion. So I like that for you. I know. All right. That's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings. You crack me up. All right. And then we have Ashish Bakaran. You are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. And are the difficult times over in your life? No. As long as you're human, we're gonna have difficult times in our life, but we can have an easier path. Plug for my easier path um, podcast, the link down in the description box. But um, life just is, and if I believe I'm in difficult times till I change my stories, change my emotional energy choices, my what I'm focusing on in my physical actions, I'm going to continue to stay in the same situation, right? Life isn't difficult. Our stories around life have difficult meaning. But if I look at it and go, no, why do I feel it's difficult? Why do I feel life? Really, check out the Easier Path podcast because the first one even talks about why do we feel life is a hard path? You know, it's like, why do we feel like our path is challenging? It's not an easy path, And I say that in I think I say that in each of my podcasts because people would think I was crazy if I ever said, "Oh yeah, human life is easy." You're delirious, you know. But if it's like life can be an easier path than we're making it, that's true. That we can get behind um, most of the time. Some people are adamant um, that no, life is going to be hard all the rest of my life. Well, enjoy that. That's your choice. And if you ever get tired of that, there's always another option, right? And I know that's not you. There's just sometimes I come across individuals that are at their point in their life they're at now. They're like, no, no, life is hopeless and it's dark and there's no way out. I'm like, okay, well, enjoy your darkness um, and then we can see how that goes, right? So so there you go. So let's take a look here. Based on current energies, tell us about the difficult times in your life. So you've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is the blood, the sweat, the tears does bring the reward. And you do have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords, this is the mental energy of thievery and deception and lies and, but this is where the work is being done right now because with the challenges when difficult times come up, they come up for us to show us what are these difficult stories are and go, let me question these stories. Like I got fired from my job. Well, we have a story of that means I'm a loser. That means I'm not good enough. That means I'm stupid. That means whatever, right? All these stories, which we can probably all resonate with those somewhere in our life at one point. And, or another option is that was a toxic relationship I had at work between me and my employers and the work I was doing. And it was time for me to move on. Thank you for removing that out of my life so I could head in a direction that's more in alignment with who I am. Not difficult, blessing, right? Blessing in disguise. There's a lot of blessings in disguise. I know, for God's sake, can they just not dress up as challenges anymore? Can't they just come in with giant blessing signs on? We would like that. I know, right? But so I feel like this is that progression. This from the 7 to the 8, and you are putting in the work. You will see the reward. Um, but the difficulties in your life will be over when you choose to see difficulties differently. Otherwise, our energy of I see difficulties, I see difficulties, I see difficulties is telling the universe, you know what I like? What? I like to see difficulties. Oh, good. Here's some more. Here's some great opportunities for you to see difficulty. Right. But when I'm like, you know what? What am I grateful for? And gratitude is a huge life changer because all we have to do is, even if it's just starting to be grateful for, I'm grateful that the one leg I walk on doesn't hurt, even though the other one does. I'm not gonna focus on that. I'm gonna have gratitude and focus my energy on the one that is working well. I want more of that because it's like walking into a donut shop and pointing out all the donuts that I hate. Guess what? I get a whole box of donuts that I hate. If I go in focusing on all the stuff I love in the donut shop, I end up getting a dozen donuts of things I love. What do we want? We focus on what we love in our life, what we're grateful for, not what's not working out, not what we feel is bad and horrible and all that. Yeah, if I have a pain, I'm going to do something about it. But I'm going to, instead of spending 80% of my time on what's not working out and 20% of my time being grateful, I'm going to change it to 20% of the time looking at the things that are demanding my attention. But the majority of the time, I'm going to 80% focus on what am I grateful for? What do I love? Play, joy, laughter, gratitude, unconditional love, higher vibration, right? So those are some things you can do. There's never any expectation. There's no judgment from the spirit world um, or me. Yeah, spirit's not judging you. but I'm not either, because trust me, I've been there. Um, I spent a lot of my life in fear. I almost killed myself once when I was 22. I was going to end my life because I was so in such a dark place. But you know, it's the changing of life. It's the um, having experienced that, we understand the joys too, but we become powerful when we realize I don't have to keep choosing the same thing, right? Yeah, you got the hedgehog spirit. Little boo 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 boo. You can be grateful for hedgehogs. Aren't they cute? Boundaries. Nurture and protect your unique qualities and guard yourself against negativity. There we go. You know, it's like, um, and I think I said that where doing a gratitude journal, it's like all I have to do is focus on one thing and then another and then another. What else am I grateful for? What else? And the more we do that, we become experts in finding gratitude in any situation that we can. There was this little boy, and I wish I got grabbed his name. It was on Instagram. It's one of those. It's gone. And you're like, oh no, I wanted to capture that, but he was a cute little like master in a little boy's body because he was like, whatever you focus on, you become a master at. And if you focus on gratitude and thankfulness, you're able to find gratitude in things that no one else can. But also, if you complain a lot and we focus on the lower vibration and negativity and things, we can become an expert and a master at finding something wrong in a situation when no one else can. It's like, what kind of master do you want to be? And it was like, wow, it really, and that was also helped me in my life of to change. What do I want to be a master at? Yeah, I want to be joy and gratitude and abundance and flow and growth, not shrinking and all that other stuff. I think what I was going to say is, um, spent, half of my life in sadness and lower vibration. I'm going to try, like, we'll say the first 40 years of my life, blah, blah, blah. The next 40, happiness. And then when I'm 80, I'm going to decide which one do I like best. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings. Hang in there, Ashish. All right. Whoa. Stop that. All right. Sorry. Screen went weird. Oh, I was like, oh, I didn't disconnect it. I know I'm good. All right. And then Swaroop Bobby, you are up. There's your timestamp. So, general reading for next week. All right, let's see what they have here for you next week. Okay. So, you got the Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. Wow, what a beautiful energy. Almost looks like the the cat's jumping on the person there. But the Queen of Pentacles is about new beginnings and abundance and birthing kind of energies. And the Eight of Wands is a big energy of fast movement, a lot of possibilities, a lot of opportunity that comes in here for creation, for abundance, for starting something new. But the Queen of Pentacles, it's a Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy too. And it's about kind of focusing on your heart and allowing that to move forward, allowing that, you know, for the I feel like that's where the ignition of this passion, of this energy and possibilities and opportunities comes from, is getting out of here and whoosh, down into the heart and going, where is my heart leading me? And when you do, when you take one step forward with your heart, whoosh, all this stuff comes rushing to you in a positive way. And it just feels like everything gets magnified and grows fast this next week. A big week of, well, it is here in the United States, Thanksgiving. So it is an energy of gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. that comes in with all this too. And the more grateful you are, the more focusing you on or what you do have what you're grateful for, the bigger like that expansive energy of that 8 of Wands expands and just adds a lot of electricity. It's like almost like they're showing me like a race car where they do the nitro boost, bum, and they really take off really much more fast, right? So I like that for you. So I feel like stepping forward with your from your heart, where your heart is leading you, brings you a lot of abundance in a lot of ways and fast ways too. So I like that for you. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. All right. Nope, this one here. You got the raccoon. We like raccoons. We actually, my host feeds cats outside, but there's also, the raccoons come and eat too. And she feeds the birds and squirrels and everything too. She's like Cinderella, right? No, Snow White. Snow White's the one that sings to the animals, right? But raccoon spirit is all about potential. Delve into the unknown, for it is through uncertainty that you often uncover your true gifts. So I love that energy of stepping forward into potential. The mind is kind of restrictive, the heart is expansive. So I like that for you. Right. So that's what they have for you, Swaroop. Many blessings to you. All right. CJ, you are up. Grab your timestamp there. So, what's the energy around you and your mom this week? All right, let's take a look here. What's the energy? Take a look here. So, where's Mamacita? Let's take a look here. And then we'll see how those combine together here. Okay, that must be the middle. All right. So, your energy this week, you're coming from this place of self love and, kind of filling up and overflowing energy. Mom is coming from a place of lack, of 5 of Pentacles, feeling abandoned, feeling left out in the cold, feeling a little down, maybe feeling, a bit, like I said, feeling a bit abandoned. Um, I feel like that's the source of a lot of their energy. And between the two of you, woo, you have the Tower card here. So I know, right? you know, It feels here that, you're from a place of self-love, that you do what you need to do for you and just fill up and overflow and don't feel like you have to, that you're responsible for your mom's emotions, her choices, what's going on with her. Just come back to you. And the Tower card is, trust that if they're removed out of your life, that they're moved out of your life in that moment for a reason, and to be okay. Don't try not to let guilt take over whatever. If they're like, um, I remember one time when I lived up near my mom a few years ago. Um, we had there was a conversation that we were having, and when I channel spirit, sometimes they bring through things that are revealing and uh and it's uncomfortable, and so I've had times in my life where well, I think I'm done talking with you now, you can go. And I was like, what? I was like, she was asking me to leave her house. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I walked out and it was like a relief feeling because I wasn't in that energy, because she was in a really, low place. Um, and when I walked out the door and I walked to my car to go back to my house, and I'm like, all right, Crater, I brought through what you wanted me to bring through, and whatever it is what it is. I don't fear rejection from family. I work through that um, earlier in my life, and so I was like, all right. And then she called later and apologized, and we talked about what she was feeling and going through. But in that moment, you allow it to be what it is, allow it to flow what it is, if they need to go feel that lack and really experience it, that's for them and that's all right. We can let them express and do and whatever, because if they trigger, they'll go down into a child, and if they act like a child, you let them act like a child, but you get to choose for you, right? So it's a great book I'm reading by Mel Robbins called Let Them Theory, and that part of that is let me. We let people be who they are, but I get to choose what I allow in or not in my space, you know. And I feel like that's what this Tower card is too. Don't be afraid to do that. If you're like, nope, it's okay. I don't have to, be anything other than I want to be. So focus on the self love. I feel is a big piece of that. Wow, that went deeper than I thought it was going to go. Right. So let's see here, CJ. What else? Your fortune cookie here. Yep, you've got determined. You got the tortoise spirit. So if you need to pull back into your shell, don't worry. You are protected. Take things slow and steady and persevere to achieve your goals and reap rewards. So this is, stand your ground in your boundaries too. So hopefully that makes sense for your situation there, CJ. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Nelia Maderos. Thank you so much for your donations this weekend and earlier. And for your free reading, what does Spirit want you to know regarding you and Russ? All right. So, Stone Current Energies. All right. Boom, boom. Got 3 cards. Wow, I just put this card back in and they took it out here. We got the 3 of Pentacles, which is about being true to your authentic self. Don't feel like you have to try to be something that everyone wants you to be. This is about being authentic. And you kind of got that earlier too when you're asking about your daughters and that they're really bringing that back, that it was talking about be true to you, be authentic. Don't try to become something that you think you need to be in order to be more lovable, more acceptable, blah, 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 right? Just be true to you. Um, you also got these the Tower and the Emperor card. I know, don't worry. It's not bad energy. Because we have the Emperor here along with the Tower. The Tower, of course, is an energy like we just talked about of, when something or someone has moved out of our life, we can trust that it's for us. And the Emperor is, I get to choose what my life is. Not, again, getting out of our head around everyone telling us who we're supposed to do and whatever. And there is this energy here of that someone doesn't become my life. My life's purpose isn't to become someone's mother, someone's lover, you know, a manager, all this stuff. It's my I didn't come here to become a role. I came here to share my dream and to share my heart with the world. Now someone can share that along with me, and we might even have a joint kind of togetherness that we express the love we have inside of us to the world together in some sort of expression, but I'm here for me and my adventure, not to make someone else's adventure mine or to make them theirs mine. Yeah, I think I said that right. My their adventure doesn't become mine and my adventure doesn't become theirs. We share adventure. And um, but we're still, it's about us living our existence, right? And I feel like that's what's coming in here. The Tower is, I can live with or without someone in my life. They're not my oxygen. They're just, a path someone that walks along with me on my path. Um, so hopefully that makes sense there. I just feel like it's, you get to decide what this is, but be true to your authentic self. Don't lose yourself. Don't shrink. Don't ask permission to shine. Don't dim your light, but shine bright and be you. You don't need to defend who you are and what you're doing, right? So I feel like that's a big piece of what they want you to know between you and Russ, and really you in any relationship. But They're just like, yeah, just be aware of that. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. All right. Yeah. Got the snail spirit. Patience. Slow down and take care of yourself and know you will arrive in perfect divine timing. I love it. You can't make that up. All right. So that's what they have for you, Nelia. Thank you again. All right. And we have Marie Selentine. Hello. Hello. There we go. Grabbed your timestamp. And you want to know, will Philippe have a romantic affair with someone in March, April, May of 2026, or sleep with another woman, date them in that period? All right, let's take a look here. March, April, May. We'll pull 3 cards. There's March. Here's April, and here's May. March, we've got the Hermit. I guess that's a no for March. They kind of are on their own in the month of March. April, we've got the 7 of Cups. April, yeah, a lot of emotional dating, a lot of interactions. Think of 7 cups as 7 different people that they're interacting with. So after an empty March, April, a lot of dating, a lot of different emotional experiences. And May, 8 of Wands, yeah, a lot of ton of Tomcat. 8 of Wands is a lot of different. Think of 8 different people having passion with. Feel like, you know, like March is nothing. April is more chatting with people from an emotional standpoint, and then May is just passion, passion, passion all over the place here. So I do feel like they're, um, you know, uh, very active in that month. So, and we knew that about them, that they were going to be, that's where they're at. They're not looking. They're wanting to be alone in March. Whatever is going on now, I feel like they're involved with someone right now, and I feel like that ends in February or in March, where they end up being just, I want to be alone by myself, and then they start reaching out to some other people in April, and then they're just like, I'm not ready, my heart's not ready, but I need attention, and so they're a wide variety of different people in May is what I'm feeling there. Right, I know, but there's someone else down the road for you. We've talked about this before, right? And um, there's, you know, you don't want to keep going back to that, to someone that's not showing you that they want you, and their actions are telling you what maybe we don't want to see, and that's all right, but we will see it eventually, and then you'll be kinder to yourself, and because the longer you kind of chase love for someone who's not giving you what you deserve, the longer it is for you to find someone that will, because you're investing your time and chasing someone that doesn't want to chase you back, right? They don't want to give you what you want. So why are we running after them? You don't run off begging someone to come back to give us nothing. We want to choose. There's a great book. If you have a chance to read this, um, come on, book. Here we go. It was running away from me. The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. There's a whole section that I'm reading right now about relationships, and um, so and it's very, very good stuff. So I encourage you to do that. Yeah, because your fortune cookie is water element. purification. Dive deep into your emotions, finding healing and renewal in the depths of your being. So, all that energy investing towards them, use that energy to go inward to transform what you're feeling here, right? So, that's what they have for you, Maria. So, hang in there, my dear. Right. And then we have Marissa Smith. That's your time stamping. Oh, will you have a new beginning with Vaughn? All right, let's see. Based on current energies, will there be a new beginning with Vaughn? Okay. So we got the Page of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. Well, you've got this Page of Swords, which is about new clarity, new communication that comes in. But I don't feel with this Two of Pentacles, this feels like a choice between two people in the outside world. I feel like that there is someone new that comes into your life, a new interest. And right around that same time, here comes some new communication from Vaughn. And when you're looking at this, you're like, because it really, you don't go, oh, yes, Vaughn. It's like you're in this energy of going, well, I don't know. Do I want to have this new beginning? Have they changed, or is it just going to be a loop of a cycle of doing the same thing, getting the same result? Or whereas this is different. Maybe I'm just going to let that go and see what this brings me, kind of energy. So I don't feel like it's a whoa, a new beginning. Look, they've changed. I've changed. Da da da. I feel like it's same old kind of energy. Let's see here what your fortune cookie is here as well. See if they give us any clarity on that. But I just feel like I don't feel like it's like a new used car. It's new to you, but it's not new to you. It's an old car that they're trying to sell back to you. You're like, wait a minute, this is my old car. Why are you trying to sell that to me? Yeah. Squirrel. Squirrel spirit. Fast moves. Gather your resources to navigate different conditions and find creative solutions. Yeah. So I kind of feel like that's not a an energy of new beginnings. It just not at least with them. I feel like there's a new beginning with someone else that can come in there with that. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Actually, let me double check here. It looks like I got a donation that came through. So let me just grab that here. All right, let me just make sure here. I don't want to read someone's name up. I don't think that's the name you use on uh, YouTube. Sorry, I'm trying to do things at once. Let me just check here into YouTube. I just want to see here. Oops. That was it. All everything I had for the free readings. So I will post a pinned comment there. Let me just pull up something here. I'm so sorry. I just don't want to. I think this is Desi Joy. I know there's no chat, so you can't say it's me. I know. Let me just grab this here. It's got to open up something here. Oh, come on. Oh, that's not what I wanted to hit. My mouse went wild. All right, there it is. All right. have to check my spreadsheet. Let's take a good old time. Well, I have to go way to the top here. All right, here we go. Oh, no, it's lucky. So sorry. So lucky, which is leprechaun at leprechaun something. I'm just gonna put you as lucky in the pinned comment when I do it because I know you as lucky. So all right, lucky, and thank you for your donation. So we will do that here now. And let's see, you wanted to know you're going through a lot with lost wages. Wow, for 11 months, yeah. So you kind of want to know what's going on. Are you going to have new get wages? What advice does Spirit have here for you? So we'll dive in here. Let me just take a sip here before we dive in. Thank you guys again for all your patience in getting to your free readings. I greatly appreciate that. Okay, let me just close out of that. All right, Lucky. Let's see what we've got here. All right. They want that. They do want these too. These here too. And anything else? This one here. You've got 1331, 1331. What's that about? All right. Well, we'll see here what comes in. So sorry. So the bottom of the deck, you do have the Queen of Wands coming in. Now, the Queen of Wands energy being the underlying energy of your entire reading does tell me about, you know, um, what it's about possibilities and it's our energy, right? And I know we probably have talked before about whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. And I mentioned, not sure I mentioned this to you, but I saw this yesterday. It's from on the Instagram. There's this guy called the Outdoor Therapist. And he had this great, brilliant thing. I even took notes on it because he was talking about your brain is loyal to the story you've told it the longest. Your brain is loyal to the story you've told it the longest. So if I have a story, in your case, let's say I'm going through a lot of struggle. We've lost wages. We've lost wages. We're struggling. We've got a lot of struggle. And if we're telling our mind that, um, it's going to start showing us and provide us the proof because it's loyal to that story. Yeah, you're right. We're struggling. We don't have money. We lost our job or lost wages, and life is tough. And if we're that's the story that we keep repeating to other people, our mind is listening. It's picking up on it all. And it's not about denial, living in denial, not being Cleopatra, queen of denial, but it's about consciously choosing. Like it says, every thought is training your brain what to look for. And so we start changing it one thought at a time, going, what do I want to focus on with my thinking and my communication and actions and my emotion around everything? Choosing instead of a story of, um, you know, lack and the bad things that have happened. If I start telling it a different story, it's going to start showing me. Because if I think the example he gave is like, I'm a loser, it's going to show us all the examples of how we're a loser. Because it's like it doesn't bring all the evidence to us going, look at all the evidence. They're like, what is your little jury and judge? What have they determined um what do they call it? The judgment is, right? Um If it is that someone is guilty, here's all the stuff that shows them guilty. What about all this other stuff that shows they're innocent? No, no, no. We just want to prove guilt. We don't need to prove all this other stuff that would make them not guilty. Or if we want them to be innocent, we only provide things that they're innocent, not the stuff that they're really guilty for doing. And it's like that's what our mind does. It does ignores everything else that doesn't live up to our story. And so this Queen of Wands is be aware of our energy, that you're so powerful. And that part of this journey you've been on is to show you how powerful you are. And that in the midst of all this turmoil and all this stuff that's been going on, that you're realizing life just is. And when I start putting my story to things, that's what I start getting more of. It's more of what is brought to me to prove to me that that story is true, you know. But then we can also look at my life is full. I'm so lucky, lucky being your name. I'm so lucky, right? Um, and how is that true? And then our brain starts going, look at this, look at do you have two legs to walk? Do you have two eyes to see? Do you have one eye to see? Does one of your ears work? Do you have one arm? Some people don't have any arms and no legs. Some people are blind and deaf. Some people have nothing and they're starving to death. Literally, there's nothing they can do. You know, when we start looking at how grateful and how full our life is, then our mind starts going, look in here, and here's more stuff to be grateful for, right? So I feel like that's a big piece of this Queen of Wands energy just being on the bottom of the deck. Your first card over here is the Nine of Cups. Yeah. The dream come true energy, but this is interesting because the Nine of Cups is about realizing the nine is the hermit's journey and that the outside world can't fill up my inner cup. Only I can. And once I turn inward and upward and I fill up with that cup, then the outside world changes from a place of lack to a place of abundance. But when I'm looking to the outside world to represent like my fullness of life and the meaning of life and fullness and abundance, and it falls short, it's lacking. And it's like this is a big important time in your life for to experience that lack that you have for this period such as this, where you're now going to go, I have everything I need inside of me. I'm going to be grateful. I'm filling up and I'm going to be in this moment of now, not the fear of the future, what will be or not be, what's happened in the past of lack. Um, but realizing that I have everything I need inside of me right here, right now. And it's coming out of the fears and coming into that with the Nine of Cups, because that nine's the hermit's journey and it's I'm being emotionally fulfilled in here. Then life changes to feel like a dream come true. These three cards came out together. Yeah, you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is the fullness and abundance of life. You've got the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. And it is a little bit about, they sleep on the Ace of Swords because they've let the expectations go of life where they felt, well, in order for me to be successful and happy, da 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 da. Then we focus on all of those expectations and we realize all of that. We end up focusing on what's not happening in our life, what's lacking in our life, instead of focusing in on the gratitude. As I almost dropped the card. Because the other card is the Five of Cups. It is our sorrow that it's okay to focus on the spilt cups. You've got the Two of Cups behind you. And that's where this transformation, comes in here is at any moment I get to choose that do I want to continue to focus on lower vibrational emotion of sorrow, disappointment, my fears, and all that stuff. It's what we're taught. But when we get tired of that or bored with that or just, ugh, you know, there's always the second choice, which is joy and gratitude and unconditional love and all those things. I know when I was 22, I almost ended my life. And besides the creator stepping in, that's another story I'll tell someday on my pod. I've mentioned it in previous podcasts, but not this new podcast series. I'll probably mention it. But one of the things we learn is like, what's the worst that could happen? I could die. And like, I was going to kill myself anyway. So what's the worst that could happen? You know, I'm going to choose to enjoy life and to look at what is. Do I fear death? Then let me look at my fear of death. Do I fear being rejected by everyone? Let me look at that fear. Once we kind of become aware of those fears, that that's what's at the root of all that angst and all the things, you know, before we had all our societies, we probably walked around virtually naked with nothing but whatever food we gathered for that day in that moment. We had no homes. Maybe we lived in a cave from time to time, but maybe we just slept in trees. I don't know. What did we do way, way long ago before we started building possessions, right? And then we started defining ourselves by what we had. That's how society changed. Before all that, that's how we lived. But now we have a different expectations, right? So hopefully that helps. Let's see what else we got here. You've got the Four of Cups. All this. Here's the um, what comes next for you is this emotional stability. You got the Eight of Swords, letting go of old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that used to make you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. And the Seven of Pentacles, the slowness of things here has been happening on purpose to give you the time to question these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore around defining yourself by, what does abundance mean? Oh, da 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 da. What does abundance really mean? When we truly question it, that's a lot of opinion we've been given, but abundance, you can have everything in the world, but if you're not happy on the inside, nothing on the outside is going to make you happy. It's turning inward and seeing that you do have access to the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms. That's all we need. It's what we are. The human needs food, water, oxygen, and like warmth, and so we don't freeze to death. Interaction with humans, they say, um, and it's the very basics, right? But all the extra that we freak out about is so much above and beyond that. And we're like, yeah, what are the chances are that I won't have the basics? But what we fear is what the tribe will think if we don't do everything we think that they think that we're supposed to do and have and be and accomplish and blah, 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 right? So it's getting back to basics a little bit here too, and trusting that this period of time that's been happening um, has been happening for us. The more we start changing and getting rid of the low vibrational thoughts, those expectations tied to fear, letting go of the emotions, low vibrational tied to fear, energies and actions, everything tied to low vibration fear. The more our love vibration speeds up and the faster things go up and the faster solutions come for us too. That's that Queen of Wands too. Low vibration, slow anchors. It's like a hot air balloon with big sandbags and ropes that keep it tied to the ground. When you want to fly and you want to go and not be at the low, you start snipping off those sandbags, those beliefs that don't serve you anymore. And we start focusing on gratitude, more helium, in the giant balloon. And I think it's helium, right? And then we cut off sandbags and cut off ropes and we release things that don't serve us anymore. And then that's when we fly, right? Yeah, and then you have the Phoenix. What a great card to end with. The Phoenix rising from the ashes. And this is a special card that comes with this deck, one of two. And the Phoenix, of course, is about transformation, resilience, and rebirth. Says this is a very special card you picked up today, so pay attention because it is a blessing and a very strong message. Says no matter how difficult or challenging life may be, can't make it up. You have the strength to rise from the ashes and be born anew. This is your time to liberate into renewal. And just as the phoenix emerges from the flames, You can overcome what may have been holding you down and soar to new heights. The hot air balloon. Endings are never permanent. Every ending is a new beginning. Strength and beauty are on your side. You are in the process of liberation. In many ways, you're already there. Wow. Boom. You can't make that up. So you got the Phoenix card there. And then let's see what your I already put the other cards away for the other one. So I'll give you one of these fortune cookies. Yep. Look, you got elephant spirit. I like it. Here's like Lord Ganesh, remover of obstacles, right? Strength and wisdom. By utilizing your exceptional memory, you can steadily solve your life and social structure. I like that. You can solve any of your problems. But I like that you have the ability to continue, right? Rise like the phoenix. I just want to end with that. Such a beautiful card. Such a beautiful card. So hopefully that helps, Lucky. That is what they have for you right now. And many blessings, everybody. I think that's everything. I will post a pinned comment listing all of the readings with timestamps here in a moment. I'll be back on Thursday. If you want a personal reading, they are on sale. My personal recorded readings, all that information is down in the description box. I think like a 15-minute reading is like $777. I think it is. And then I have 30-minute, an hour. All those are on sale. My live readings are on sale, and my hedges of peace and love. If you're needing a reading before Thursday. Otherwise, I'll be back. We'll be back on Thanksgiving night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and Saturday and Sunday morning. Same time, same bat channel. I will return. So until I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So hang in there, take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. Much love until I see you.